Good afternoon. Welcome to the news update. My name is the Sunshine Reports. My name is Odunayo Sawyer. The Ondo State government says malaria is a critical public health challenge and expressed its resolve to eliminate the disease. The special advisor to the governor on Health, Professor Michael Simidele, spoke in Akure at the official unveiling of the Institute of Human Virology of Nigeria as non-state actors to the State Steering Committee on the Immunization Plus End Malaria Progress by Accelerating Coverage and Transforming Services project. Our correspondent Abidemi Akinrotoye reports that the event brought together stakeholders in the health sector alongside media professionals, as presented from the studio.
According to 2024 World Health Organization WHO annual report, an estimated 263 million malaria cases and 597,000 deaths were recorded globally in 2023. Alarmingly, the report highlights that 1 in every 4 malaria cases and 1 in every 3 malaria deaths occurred in Nigeria, making it a significant contributor to the global burden of the disease. Speaking at the event, the special advisor to Ondo State Governor on Health, Professor Michael Simidele, emphasized the state government's commitment to eradicating malaria and other preventable diseases due to their socioeconomic implications. He disclosed that Nigeria accounts for 27% of global malaria cases out of the 94% recorded in sub-Saharan Africa. This, he said, underscores the government's sustained investment in healthcare, including recruitment of health workers, restructuring of tertiary institutions, and in keeping hospitals and health facilities.
We have actually brought together a serious package that will be able to ensure that we change the current indices where we are having Nigeria occupying 27% of the global burden for malaria. We are working seriously to be able to be sure we change the narratives, and we are very confident we can achieve that with the various methodologies that we have already put in place.
Professor Simidele expressed confidence that the involvement of the Institute of Human Virology of Nigeria as a non-state actor will complement existing efforts towards achieving a malaria-free Ondo State.
Then we have also strengthened. There's a revitalization process that is ongoing to be able to be sure that our health facilities are also able to effectively manage malaria, both among children, adults, and pregnant women. Drugs for prevention of malaria in pregnancy, that is the SPA, is available, and the normal drug, the ACTs, they are also available to be able to be sure that we take care of our people that are having malaria.
Representing the head of non-state actors, Dr. Patrick Daku and Mr. Charles Olalekun, said the Institute focuses on delivery quality health services, capacity building, and research across West Africa. He assured that the agency is prepared to partner other stakeholders to ensure a healthier Ondo State.
What the special advisor on health said in terms of us getting local content in resolving issues with the net distribution and also monitoring that. How is known to do that, and also be proud to support the state.
Also speaking, the State Project Coordinator of Impact, Dr. Wahid Folanyon, highlighted key achievements, noting that malaria elimination remains a top priority of the Ondo State government. He disclosed that millions of long-lasting insecticidal nets have been distributed across the state alongside continuous training for both public and private healthcare providers.
We are keep the ground running, so as to achieve some of our targeted project development objectives. That under 5 children, all under 5 children in Ondo State must, with fever, must be attended to within 24 to 48 hours, with test devices, RDT. So when we confirm, we ensure that all of them that are confirmed positive for malaria must be reached with anti-malaria medicines. And we are not leaving our pregnant women out.
Other speakers at the event emphasized that malaria remains a leading cause of hospital visits and admissions. They called for concerted effort by all stakeholders to tackle the disease and other preventable health conditions. After the unveiling ceremony, stakeholders visited the State Health Commodities Management Agency, where malaria commodities supplied by the non-state actor were inspected as part of ongoing effort to reduce the disease impact.
The rising cost of egg is putting significant pressure on Nigerian households, with many struggling to afford this staple food despite its excess supply. This situation has left farmers worried about low sales, while consumers are finding it difficult to cope with the increasing costs. Osrc's Blessing Obe reports on the factors behind the surge in egg prices.
Eggs, once a protein-rich, affordable staple for many Nigerians, are now becoming increasingly out of reach.
Egg has a lot of protein, a lot of benefit to our body. The nutrient is very, very good. And it's because our people did not know the importance of egg or the work that eggs does for our body. That's why they don't eat it. And I want to tell them that egg is good. There are two cholesterols. We have the good one and the bad one. But the one that egg supplies is the good one.
Despite a glut in several markets, prices continue to rise, raising questions about the discontent between supply and cost.
These birds are laying more than 100 eggs daily, enough to meet demand and more. But despite the surplus, the prices of eggs remain high, raising questions about what's driving the cost.
As of April 2025, a crate of eggs sells for between 5,000 and 6,000 naira, almost double the 2,800 to 3,000 naira range seen in 2024. According to egg farmers, the rising cost of chicken feed is a major driver behind the persistent high prices despite the surplus.
The reason why we are experiencing egg glut in the sector today is not far-fetched. It boils down to the reduction in purchasing power. A long way is affecting the farmers. Farms are dying, the poultry farmers are recording losses at will, inability to feed the birds we are having in the farm as we speak. Unlike when the feeds are very cheap, we're buying the feed. I could remember, vividly recollect with nostalgia, when I started poultry farming in year 2011, I was producing a bag of feed at the rate of 2,700. But as we speak today, the 25 kg, same 25 kg, ranging from 20,000, 22 to 23,000.
The impact is being felt across the board, from wholesalers to retailers and everyday consumers.
And many people say that even though if we ask them to come and carry them to their shops, they say that when the eggs leave for 2 to 3 weeks, that it gets spoiled in their shop because there's no customer to come and buy it due to the cost.
To before is definitely not the same because of the increments in right from the chicken feeds to transportation to, like you can see now, we're using a car to display this, and to come here from our house it costs us fuel. We go to pick this from the farm, then we sell it at wholesale price. So it's definitely like different from what we experienced before. Before now, eggs were cheap. You could get, I think, even there was a time we were still buying eggs for like 2,005 per crate. But now, a big crate of egg will start from like 6,000 naira to 5,000 naira.
Many of whom are voicing their frustration with an abundance of eggs but no relief in prices. Stakeholders are calling for stronger regulation and better support for the agricultural sector. As food prices continue to soar, including those of eggs, the big question remains: what can be done to make essential foods more affordable for all? Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
Moving on to the controversial 2025 JAMB results, The 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination released by Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board continue to generate widespread public outcry. Some candidates and their parents have alleged that technical glitches experienced during the exams were largely responsible for the mass failure recorded. Omori Olangwiji spoke with students, their parents, and educationists to get a clearer picture of the situation.
A disturbing trend continues in Nigeria's education sector as students' performance in national examinations consistently falls below expectations. In 2024, 76% of candidates who sat for the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) scored below 200 out of a possible 400 points. This followed a similar trend in 2023 when over 76% also scored below 200. In 2022, 78% of candidates fell below the 200 mark threshold, and in 2021, only 803 out of 1.3 million candidates, just 0.06%, scored above 300. Now, the 2025 UTME results show over 78% of candidates once again scored below 200, while 0.63% scored 300 and above. Some participants speak on their experiences during the exercise.
When I was in the exam, our computer went off like 2 times. Yes, ma'am.
The system was okay. I did my own. The system was okay. Mama, the English, we were expecting 60 questions, but I saw 45 questions. Then we asked them that maybe they are going to bring the question back, but at the end of the day, the question was not brought back. So they asked us to end the exam once we are done.
Though I scored 90 my exam, but I was preparing something 230, 240, but because of my system, and I didn't see my question complete. So the exam was something. It's not that difficult, but we just thank God for the grace of God for just success of our examination. But we are expecting 60 questions in English language. We saw 55. So the 5 questions we didn't know, maybe we were giving it as maybe bonus or they didn't mark it.
So what is score? 193. Any problem with the system? There's nothing wrong with the system. The system is good. It's okay.
So where did you write your own exam?
Futa, Obanla.
Here.
Yeah, in Akure.
Okay.
One concerned parent even suggested that the entire examination be cancelled due to the widespread technical errors.
190. So I expected he should score above that because he showed serious attention. So coming back, he complained that the system was going off and the time before some questions were not complete. So to me, many of the students complained too much. So to me, if I may advise, I would have asked that maybe they should cancel it and they should receipt for it again.
A tutor based in Akure, Mr. Olushola Afu, and an education officer who spoke off camera blamed the poor performance on a mix of factors, including inadequate parental involvement, unprepared teachers, and insufficient government support, stressing that students can only excel when properly guided and exposed to the right learning environment.
The blame is not really from the student, it's from the parents, how they prepare the students for the exam. Again, the teachers, how they prepare the students for the exam. And the government needs to go back to schools. Do we have ICTs, equipment in the school to train the students? Most of them are coming from secondary schools. They don't have it. Even most of them, it is when they go to lesson here and there, they begin to see all this computer office stuff. And how many lessons we train these students on how to use CBT?
We find that parents are no longer caring as supposed to be for the education of their children. Right? The teachers are not doing the right thing again. Government too are not doing the right thing. Let's speak from the government. Right? The government is not doing the right thing by paying the teacher promptly and giving the right equipment for teacher to teach. How do you expect them to perform optimally? Let's now go to the students itself. Now, the economy itself, because of what the parents are facing at home, it boils down to the students. Students do not actually pay attention because of what it brings from their home.
More than 8,000 candidates have reportedly lodged official complaints over technical glitches encountered during the exam. Omoriola Humbeji, Osrc News.
To security matters, a coordinated operation by the Ondo State Security Network Agency, Amotekun, has led to the safe rescue of 5 kidnapped victims from the abductors in different parts of the state. Commander Adetunji Adeleye confirmed that the victims abducted along the Ikare-Owo Road and Lagos-Ore Expressway were rescued without the payment of ransom or loss of life. Our correspondent Abidemi Akinrotoye reports.
It was a moment of relief and triumph in Ondo State as 5 individuals regained their freedom after days in captivity, thanks to the swift intervention of the Amotekun Corps. In an emotional scene, the victims were paraded not as mere statistics in the fight against crime, but as a symbol of victory against the growing threat of kidnapping. Among them is 39-year-old Akinladun Emmanuel, who recounted how he endured brutal treatment and machete wounds during his 5-day ordeal in the hands of 6 kidnappers.
So I sat in front of the house outside the gate. So I was there around something 7:30 in the evening. In the evening time. So and I did not even know that they are around the environment.
Monday till Friday, I didn't eat anything, I didn't drink anything. I was tired. And they caught me with a lot of cutlass at the back.
Others rescued include Stanley Adeyeye, Mr. and Mrs. Olatunji Sidikat, and Olatunji Maruf. They were abducted while traveling along the Lagos-Ore Highway. Each told harrowing stories of life in the kidnappers' den.
Mi ò ló lọ́jọ́ kidnap mi kí lè fẹ́ gbà àwọn ẹni ti dán ojú mi dán àwọn máa gbowó mo ní kò sówó kankan lọ́mù lẹ́ẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n rí àbúrò mi náà wọ́n rí ìyàwó àbúrò mi náà a jẹ́ nǹkan kan lẹ́ẹ̀lẹ́nu ẹ̀gàn òun náà gbá la bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sùn wọ́n dẹ̀ sùn tí wàá bẹ̀.
Amotekun Commander Adetunji Adeleye said the successful operation was a result of detailed intelligence and community collaboration. He emphasized that no ransom was paid and that all victims were rescued on hand.
They contacted our distress call line and mobilized men to enter the forests. They were kidnapped by 4 armed men and led into the bush. But I want to tell you today that by the grace of God, Amotekun Corps has been able to recover them. Present here today, the attackers inflicted several machete cuts and wounds on him. On the day they told him he was going to be killed without, if funds were not paid, they were actually expecting us to bring the money. Told them that we were bringing 50 million naira. And we went there and were able to release them without payment of 1 kobo.
Adeleye also noted that Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has commended the Corps and restated the state government's firm commitment to the protection of lives and property. He called on residents to serve as informants and partners in ongoing effort to clamp down on criminal elements, especially in areas troubled by open grazing such as Iluabu and Ilado.
We need credible intelligence from members of the public to get in touch with us on time. We cannot be everywhere every time. But once we know, like Iluabu that you are talking about, we operated around Iluabu to Ilado 5 days ago for 3 days consecutively. And all those that were destroying crops, all the cows moving towards the airport from Iluabu and the Lado axis of the GRA were apprehended. And as we thought, 2 of them are being prosecuted.
The victims now receiving medical treatment at a government-arranged facility are recovering from the physical and emotional trauma. Meanwhile, security forces say investigations are ongoing to apprehend more members of the kidnapping syndicate. Amotekun says the operation marks another milestone in its mission to make Ondo State safe for all.
To sports, the darling team of people of Ondo State, the Sunshine Stars of Akure, will play in the lower division next season after being relegated from the Nigeria Premier Football League with one game still left to play. The team's drop from the top flight has stirred emotions and sparked intense debate across the state and beyond. For some, it is a structural collapse, while it reflects deeper institutional failures for others. Sports correspondent Benga Oluwajana takes a look at what went wrong and what must be done to bring us back to top flight action.
So, successive corners for Sunshine Stars and a great goal!
Once a team feared across the nation and beyond, Sunshine Stars Football Club of Akure carried the hopes of Ondo State, rising to the semi-finals of the CAF Confederations Cup in 2011 and the CAF Champions League in 2012. 13 years after that once blazing star has dimmed, Sunshine Stars have been relegated from the Nigeria Premier Football League, a fall that fans, players and officials are still struggling to accept.
The team has been struggling for over 5 years. Every year there must be problem. Every year there must be problem. People of lax mind, including me and some other stakeholders, we come together with FA, with and make sure that the team survive relegation.
Quite unfortunate to see our darling Sunshine Stars relegating to the NLL. 12, 13 years ago, we saw them playing in the CAF Champions League, even got to the semi-final. But I think, you know, there is no magic in football. We have to do the right thing to get the right results.
For most of the season, the team played their home games in Ijebu-Ode, far from their base in Akure. Many believe this relocation drained the team of their identity and denied them crucial home support.
We have to travel down Alenda morning and come back in the night. We have been suffering, we have been facing a lot of things because of Sunshine, but it's just unfortunate that the team went down on relegation.
You see, when you have your supporters chanting your name, supporting you, I think that alone will motivate the players to play very well. But playing far away in Ijebu-Ode, how many fans were there to support them? If you look at their result this season, they played too many home draws.
Others point to administrative lapses, including the late dissolution of the Bamidele Ologunloluwa-led Football Agency Board as a key contributor to the decline.
I cried inside when I saw the mistake of this last board. Too many. It's as if nobody is on that seat. End of a first round and preparing for second round. When you have a team before, you cannot tell me that you have a problem in all departmental of the team. At least there must be some key area that you have the problem. Suddenly you recruited 16 players. Are you forming a new team to scatter what you have done before? And at the end of the day, the result is what we have just seen now.
In a twist of irony, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa recently completed the installation of a new turf at Ondo State Sports Complex, a move meant to bring the team back home and inspire a late surge, but it came too late. Sunshine Stars were officially relegated before they could play a single match on the new pitch.
Had it been we play at home, we do not have faced this problem. It will not happen at all, because the home support will be massive. It will be massive. It's only just 18 players, 18 supporters that we go to Ijebu-Ode. We have to charter vehicle, 18 passenger bus. Only 18 supporters that do go to Ijebu-Ode. We are very few. Even when we stand, you don't even know that people are around.
Now, calls for reform are loud and clear. Appoint a competent and committed football board, utilize the stadium in Akure going forward, ensure transparent funding and proper oversight, and rebuild thorough grassroots talent development across Ondo State.
We can concentrate more on that academy to start producing players for the Sunshine Star. What we just need is that let us get people who knows football to be at the helm of affairs in Osrc, then let them continue to do that transition.
What the team is lacking is personnel that can do the job. We don't have. If the governor wants result, he should restructure the place and put the right people in that place.
Now we are going to Maiduguri in the next 2 weeks, in less than 2 weeks now. If the vehicle break down, what will happen? It's very unfortunate. The government have to bring to that and make sure they buy a new vehicle for the team if they want the team to be in a good position.
For Sunshine Stars, this relegation may feel like the end of an era, but it could also mark the beginning of a revival if the right steps are now taken. What happens next will depend not just on talent, but on the decisions made off the pitch in the critical months ahead. Binga Oluwajano, Osrc News.
On that report, we've come to the end of Sunshine Reports. Thank you so much for watching. Good afternoon.